The Kalamazoo Sport and Social Club welcomes you to the most exciting social club in West Michigan. Get ready and hold on to your knee-high socks because you just bought yourself a ticket to the best fun you could possibly have without getting arrested. That's right, you're going to meet friends by the hundreds while eating and drinking like royalty. Yeah!
Every day I'm shuffling.
And now, welcome to the Kickoff Party.
Shuffling, shuffling.
And here are some basic rules while playing with KSSC. First off, this is not your hit 'em hard, draw blood, go all crazy in your face sports league. No, we more emphasize the social aspect of our club, and I think that's why you guys all signed up in the first place. So, go ahead and take a second to look around at the other players sitting beside you, in front and behind you. Give them a little wink and a smile, because we're all here to make friends and have a great time. Now, we definitely do not tolerate any name calling or swearing, so now if we catch this, you'll be sure that we'll have to kick you out of here.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
We just want to protect all those non-swearing virgins' ears from such unholy filthiness. Just remember, social comes first, before all of your competitive blood-drawing traits. Got it? Good. Our website, www.kzoosports.com, is the key to all your questions. We are constantly adding more and more cool functions to the site to make it easier for you to navigate and manage your teams. So please spend some time getting acclimated with the site, as it will offer you updates on your game schedule, field location and layout, team rankings, new downloadable pictures and videos, and of course, all of our bar specials. From our website, you can also follow the links to like us on our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Now, why do this? Well, I do like the illusion of having a crap load of hot friends, but more importantly, we will communicate with you via Facebook and Twitter regarding any rainouts, makeup days, game delays, etc. So don't worry, we won't bother you with those personal what I ate for breakfast or I had the biggest booger type updates. We'll just save those for the videos. Regarding the weather, Michigan pretty much sucks with the ability to predict what will happen next. So we will do our best to let you know what is happening once we know ourselves. So please be patient with us. There's no need to call or text us, as we will post any findings on Facebook, Twitter, and we will call all the captains if we do decide to call out a rain day. In the event of a rainout, we will attempt to make up the game by adding it to the end of the season, but that's only if we can have room and the ability to do so. But normally, that's not a problem for us. We just got to throw that out as a simple disclaimer. Now let's talk about captains for a second. Now your captain has taken on the great responsibility to lead your team into victory or defeat. But regardless, it is still a big job because they are the ones to ensure that you are there on time, they are staying social in attitude and tone, and a bunch of other stuff. Like texting in scores at the end of games, passing on news or updates to you, your crying shoulder,
Poor baby.
making sure you know all the rules, organizing flip cup at the bar, we did not just say that, not losing the clipboard, and making sure you get across the street safely. Okay, you get the picture. Game shirts. You must wear your game shirt to play and to get the drink specials at the bar. That's pretty much it. There's no exceptions. Anyone out of uniform will have to be kicked out of there, so please treat your shirt like an old blankie. Love it. Keep it safe, as it is the gateway to your fun times here at this club. So what about subs? Yeah, that's right, the old sub. If you or one of your players cannot make a game, as if you had anything else better to do, you can arrange to have a sub, otherwise known as a substitute, to replace your missing player for that game. Your sub does not have to wear a game shirt, but must check in with a KSSC official before the start of the game. And if they don't, it will just delay your game further. So just make sure they do that. Thanks. Okay, now that you are nice and relaxed and slightly intoxicated, let's get into the nuts and bolts of the game. Before each game, be sure to stretch. No, not that wimpy grandma stretching in the chair you see on mid-afternoon TV, but rather like an NFL star. If you don't stretch, you will pull something. Definitely. Because remember, you're not 16 years old anymore. And you probably drink more beer than exercise. Hey, that's not a bad thing, I'm just saying. Stretch out.
Each captain on behalf of the team will also receive one clipboard with score sheets and a copy of the rules and the roster at the beginning of the season. Now remember to bring this stuff to each game. It's the captain's responsibility to do so. And don't forget it at the game either. This happens all the time. This is huge and very important, especially because you have your score sheets in there, which both captains will sign at the end of the game. The winning captain then takes that score sheet, texts us the score so that we can put it up on the web. If you fail to text us, we can't put the score up and everyone's going to be upset you can't see the stats. Let's talk about referees. Each team will donate one player to be a ref for their game. It's a lot more social and organic if teams ref themselves. Plus, it gives someone sitting out something to do. Refs can trade off and on during a game, but only during possession changes. Remember to be loud with your calls, otherwise no one will hear you. You know, basic knowledge. Hey captains, please ensure that your entire team understands the rules thoroughly so they can effectively ref and play without looking... Yeah, you get the picture. Here's the Coed Rule for fielding players. You must have 11 players, that's 11, that's it guys, 11 players on the field and at least 4 females. Thanks, Anna. When it comes to pitching, make sure that your pitcher's foot doesn't go past the pitcher's rubber. There you go. Good job, Alex. And as the ball comes in, make sure the ball bounces at least twice before going over the strike plate. That ball happened to be a little bit too high. It has to be 12 inches or lower, so keep the ball slow. That looked pretty good there. Good job. Let's talk about strikes and balls. Here comes the first example. This is an example of a ball. Comes in, it looks like it's good, but it doesn't go all the way through the strike zone. So remember, when pitching, make sure that the ball goes through both sets of cones. As for catchers, make sure your catcher does not harass the player who's kicking. This happens quite a bit where the catcher gets really excited about rushing the ball just in case the kicker does happen to bunt. So make sure you keep a good distance. Here's Spencer. He's going to show us how to effectively strike out. Another way to earn a strike if you completely whiff the ball. Of course, he did that on purpose. He won't really do that on the field, folks. Spencer, again, showing us what a foul ball looks like. There it is. Thanks, Spencer. If the ball makes a connection and does not go fair, it's obviously a foul. You get 4 fouls and 3 strikes. Remember, fouls don't count as strikes. Okay, let's talk about fair and foul balls. Let's pretend Alex isn't really there. He's the ball. The ball lands, he gets it kicked, and it goes from the foul back into fair, and that's no good. Where the ball lands is where it is. It's not like baseball. So if it lands foul, it's foul. If it lands fair, it's fair. So if it lands fair and then it goes to foul or out of bounds, it's still good. Yeah. All right, let's talk about bases and runners. You'll notice that there are 2 plates there at first base. One is for the fielder who's playing first base, and one is for the runner. Please don't have your first baseman stand and hog both plates. Collisions can happen. So to avoid collisions, we have 2 plates there for a reason. So make sure that your fielder stands on the base closest to them, and then of course the runner can run by. Since we're on the topic about runners, if the pitcher has control and is about to pitch, there is no leading off and there is no stealing. Got to keep your foot on the base. Here's another important rule. When the pitcher's about to throw the ball and you have some people on base and they decide to start running once a kick is made, they can start running. Yep, so here comes Jenny making it to third base, but she has to stop as soon as the possession is taken over, with the ball's in possession of the pitcher. Again, you can't continue moving forward if the pitcher has control, okay? If the pitcher loses the ball, throws it, or loses possession or something, then you're fair game. Go for it, yes. So just remember, The play stops as soon as the pitcher gains control of the ball. Now let's say that your player is making it to a base and someone throws the ball at them to try to get them out, cracks them in the head. It's fair. It's advances them to that base, makes them safe. So try not to hit anybody in the head, but if you do, just understand there's consequences. Talking about consequences, let's talk about sliding into bases. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Here's Alex portraying someone who's sliding face first into home plate. Yeah, it could severely damage a lot of parts of your body. Happened before, we've been around for a while. Trust us when we say that it never turns out really well. You're gonna be bleeding, or in worst cases, you could break something. We don't want that to happen, so please just slide at your own risk, or just don't do it at all. Thanks. Okay, that was pretty painless. That's the end of our orientation with the rules that we wanted to cover. I know there are some more rules out there. Yeah, so I will put it on to you guys. Are there any questions out there that we can help answer? Any questions? Anyone? That's it for orientation. If you have any more questions, feel free to email us, or we will see you bright and early at 7 p.m. at our first game on Monday, and or if it's your first game on Wednesday. I know. I was not drunk while recording this, I promise, although it sounds like I am. Okay, cheers to your orientation, and cheers to your first game. Welcome to the Sport and Social Club.
It's where Kalamazoo comes to play.